How to increase your chances of attracting the perfect relationship with karmic numerology. What would you say if I told you that you can increase your odds of attracting the perfect relationship? How great would it be to know that you are dating someone who is so closely a right match, and that most of the standard relationship challenges no longer existed? And how do your karmic, birth date, and life numbers enhance your chances of finding the perfect relationship? Read on. Omnia in numeris sita sunt. These Latin words, when translated, reveal to us that everything lies veiled in numbers. These words of ancient wisdom let us begin to realize that there is much information hidden in numbers. In ancient times, symbols were used to represent thoughts and objects. Today we still use many symbols to communicate, even though today we call them numbers and letters. We find that a combination of letters and numbers in a natal chart of the original birth name and birth date express hidden sensitivities and personality traits. The term Gnotholgoy was a gift from a woman by the name of Eileen Connelly. She was my teacher and has mastered this particular information. These in turn bring to the front the purpose for our existence, along with karmic intent and soul characteristics. Additionally, we are also at the mercy of our names, which we can translate into numbers to further give us a better picture to bring in the best possible relationships. But we will deal with names in a different article. The use of karmic numerology is similar to a beautiful tree which bears fruit. We are the result of divine planning and possess both positive and negative qualities in our soul blueprints. By creating the chart of these numbers, you will be enabling yourself to understand your own life path and the why and where you are in your journey. Beyond this, you will gain concrete knowledge of the how to take the next step and even the when. Through the process of karmic numerology, you can better your chances of creating a relationship that will succeed. This is not a new understanding, rather a more concrete opportunity. It is through thousands of my clients that validates yet another path of ancient wisdom. Through the study of numbers specifically related to birth dates, we can bring buried traits and talents to the surface to enable us to better use what we have available to us during our present earthly lives. We can more easily gain a better understanding into the depths of our unknown thought processes, our true self, and gain a deeper knowledge of our inner motivations in daily life and in our search for our soulmate toward twin flame. Let me interrupt myself to give just a brief explanation of what the terms soulmate and twin flame mean. Soulmates are often referred to as individuals with whom we feel a deep connection, as if we have known them before. They think like us and act like us in many ways, and in fact you can have zillions of soulmates. There is not just one that is a misnomer. There are 6 billion people in the universe, and I always say, for every Mickey there are lots of Minnies and vice versa. Let me further digress by telling you a story that has stayed with me forever with regards to bringing in the perfect relationship. When I was only 16 years old, Just a year and a half before my mother's death, I sat on the armchair in our den looking out our very large picture windows. I sat there staring out and watching the cars and buses and people go by one by one. As I seemingly became mesmerized watching the cars go by one, my mama came up behind me and placed her hand on my shoulders and said, "Honey, you see those buses going by?" I replied, "Yes." And she continued, "Well, they are just like men. There is always another one coming by." At 16, I am certain it did not register with me how absolutely perfect that information was for me and how it would shape my entire life with relationships. As I grew older and began dating, I believed that I would always have a man and that in fact another one would always be coming when the current one left. Well, being a professional hypnotist, I had been hypnotized into the belief process that I would always have a man if I wanted one, and hence that has always been true. In fact, even when I weighed over 200 pounds, I still had more boyfriends than my skinny girlfriends had, and I know clearly it was my positive belief process. My mom had hypnotized me. What beliefs do you have? Okay, let's focus here. Now, twin flames is a completely different energy. Twin flames tend to be people that are similar to the magnets that are polarized opposites, and finally someone flips one and they melt together. Your twin flame is only one person. They usually appear as a soulmate, yet there is a much deeper and more potent relationship that will develop. It goes beyond saying the same words at the same time and even calling each other to add to the grocery list the same items. Often twin flames have a spirited relationship and tend to have a higher level of energy, and it can become so strong that you lose yourself in each other in a negative way. I knew my husband was a soulmate from the beginning, and then we realized we were opposites in so many ways, but it was not until one sultry intimate night of love-making when flames literally came out of our fingertips. This is a positive sign. We have to pay attention and be aware of everything, or we will miss the signs. Now, back to the numbers. All of us are affected by the numerical vibrations around us. There are no mistakes when people come to me to facilitate healing and to work on their relationships, that there is an underlying numerical answer for what is going on for them. Truly, by using the very basics of karmic numerology, I can calculate their year number and then know exactly why they feel the way they feel at that time. The energy or vibrations or even feelings they are feeling are being forced by the universe and the year they are living numerically. Energy is like a train. One can feel the train approaching the station by the vibrations on the track. We can accurately predict an individual's experience by the same method. Once you are armed with the information of your year, you can either flounder or flourish. There are no words to explain to you the importance and great benefits to be obtained when we know ourselves so deeply. Each soul has its own personal vibration based on their numbers. The possibilities of healing and growth and creating relationships are endless when you incorporate numbers into your life. Numerical divination is a vast study, covering all aspects of life, and much too involved to cover completely in this article. These aspects provide us with keys for discovering our original intentions and purpose in this life. Personality and potential talents are all kept in the unique karmic design that is ours prior to each individual life experience. Note that this is just another tool for us to use to answer the many questions we are always searching for answers. This is a spiritually based belief, not religious, and by using numbers in a more karmic manner you can open doors that were never opened prior to receiving this knowledge. Additionally, understand that the mind controls the body, and as you open yourself up to more and more information on yourself, you also open up your energy channels to bring in what you really want regarding relationships. By simply reading this article, you will change your life experience and begin to open up channels that will bring to you what you desire and deserve. Here are some basics to help you get started with numerology. Everyone knows that numerology is the study of numbers. These numbers are derived by using your name and/or date of birth. The numbers used are added up and reduced to a single digit from the number 1 through 9, with 3 exceptions that affect the individual as they approach their 20s: 11, 22, and 33. Each number holds a significant meaning and can be used to assist you in attracting and achieving a lifelong, loving, positive relationship. I strongly believe that with knowledge comes great opportunity. If we do not have tools and guidance, then success can elude us. Are you currently in a relationship and having difficulties? Then this knowledge can guide you into making better choices and asking better questions about the relationship for enhancement. For instance, if you are dating the person whose number is A1 and your number is A12, then you could butt heads often, and this would be a normal encounter. After all, ones have a need to be first, make decisions, and be the leaders. They need to focus on themselves. It stands to reason then, logically and analytically, that these persons would have much conflict in their relating abilities. The karma of karmic numerology deals with the essence of the totality of one's X in each state of one's existence. Note here that there is no belief of negative or positives regarding karma, rather that it just is. This definition comes from my background in Eastern philosophy, from the beliefs of Buddhism and Hinduism. When we relate the two disciplines, we are able to create a science of sort that studies and reveals much about the individual's personality, behavior, and relationship traits. It is this knowledge that will allow you to create more profound relationships. If we know that a person is self-centered going into the relationship and we too are in negative center stage, then you will either deal differently or make the better choice of not being in that relationship. I believe that we all have a plan when we come in, and it is only when we are faced with the belief of lack of choice do we find ourselves without what we need or want. I find that humans are only upset that they made specific agreements, and then they are baffled when they are being asked to live by them. Through the process of karmic numerology, we will be able to ask better questions and make better choices. The more information you have, the greater level of life you can live. Having your complete chart done by someone that specializes in this type of numerology can be life-enhancing. Most people who work with numbers do not use this methodology and so ask a lot of questions. If you are going to pay a couple of $100 for an entire chart. An old friend of mine trained in this methodology charges $300 for a complete 40-page life reading. Well worth it. These pages take you from your birth to your later years, your birth expectations, challenges, and much more. Charts are also great to do for children, especially when they are struggling with life choices. The answer to so many life questions lies in our birth information, our numbers. Try this. Let's do your 2007 year predictions. This will tell you what year you are currently living, not your birth year. Step 1. We are currently in the year 2007. When reduced, we learn we are in a 1 year. No number can be greater than 9 or less than 1. 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 7 equals 27. 2 plus 7 equals 9. Hence, 2007 is a 9 year. Step 2. Now take the month for your birth and the day of your birth and add them to the 9 of 2007. Example: my husband's birthday is August 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 7 plus 9 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. Hence, he is in the 7 year, and 7 years are filled with questions of the self. Am I doing the right thing? Am I in the right relationship? Do I trust my own choices? You try it and have fun with it. The chart below is a very simple overview of what the numbers mean for each corresponding year. See what year you are living and see if it is time to be like a butterfly or time to settle down. 1 equals 1 year indicates your need to take care of yourself, to finally make yourself number 1, to take care of you. Those around you may feel that you are being selfish. You might start a diet, get a new hairdo, or engage in some other self-behavior. 2 equals a 2 year is great for couple activities and doing for others. Many people find they have an energy desiring a relationship. It is all about giving, so volunteer more. 3 equals during 3 years we find ourselves very busy, juggling many different projects or people. 4 equals for years are great for planting seeds for the future and a need to pay attention to the details. Also putting things in their place. Organization is a key theme for the year. 5 equals freedom is the key word for you. You will feel like going places and doing things. You really do not want to be tied down to anyone or anything. Not the best year for getting married. 6 equals great year for family stuff. In fact, during a 6 year it seems that family needs you more than not, as well as creating stability for marriage and home relationships. 7 equals this is a year of learning self-love and self-trust. You may find yourself working on confidence issues because this is what is needed to move forward. 8 equals the 8th year is one of fruition. The seeds which you planted in the 4th year will have grown over the past 4 years and come to reality during this year. Often people find themselves selling properties and making money on the sale. All types of investments come to prosperity during an 8th year. 9 equals 9 years bring with them the desire to complete projects you had started previously, along with finishing all types of things, such as cleaning out old boxes and closets. Closure and completion are the key words during a 9th year. This will give you a good start on finding out what path you might be on and why you are doing certain things at this time in your life. In fact, the universal energy is so clear for us that we are already on the path we are supposed to be on, and it is our responsibility to follow our paths. Happy travels!